Hey everybody, good afternoon. I hope you're all doing great. I'm doing all right today. Everything's good. Let's keep moving, okay? Now today's video is going to be a little different, but that's what I like. That's one thing I like about myself is that I'm growing and I'm challenging myself to express various topics and not just be beholden or held to one or two standards, okay? I like to explore this thing we call life because it's beautiful, okay? So today's topic, the name for this video is going to be 5 various ways to true spiritual enlightenment. 5 various ways to true spiritual enlightenment, okay? I have experienced probably 4 out of 5 of these, if not all, in an extent to an extent. But the first one I'm going to kick off with is, in my opinion, the strongest out of all 5 and the most profound as far as changing the way you see the world for the rest of your life. It happened to me on February 15th, 2023, and I'll never be the same again. But I mean that in the best way. So, um, number one out of the 5 things, okay? Number one, the sacred secretion. It's also known as the sacred secret because for many years, people kept it a secret from the majority of the masses. Um, this was because in order for the matrix to work, you can't have everybody be enlightened because once you're truly enlightened and once you have this sacred secretion activation, you just can't be controlled. To a certain extent, you can't be controlled. You may still have a job and work for money and all this stuff, but as far as mental capacity goes, no. They're not going to turn you into a raging lunatic on the far left or the far right. It simply won't work. And this is why they wanted to stop people from attaining this on a mass scale because they need the matrix to work so that they can continue to get richer and richer off the people who struggle at the bottom, like myself. Okay? So, as far as this goes, it's also known as the land that flows, the land flowing with milk and honey, which is referenced in the Bible, the fountain of youth, things of that nature, okay? So basically, it has to do with Christ oil or Christos in Greek, and it was a sacred oil, okay? We have something called the Ida and the Pingala nerves, and they go down our spinal cord, right? And it looks like a double helix. It looks like our DNA strands, right? That's how cool it is. And it carries masculine and feminine properties down the spinal cord, okay? And it secretes these different substances, okay? And it's not those substances themselves that form the transformation. It's when it goes down, it ends up being able to pick up this little seed that's born in Bethlehem every month in our stomach, okay? And it takes that seed back up the spinal cord to our brain, in which case we reach enlightenment. But that oil is wasted every month from riotous living, from being stressed out and angry, and blaming the world for all your problems, or blaming yourself for things that you don't need to be blaming yourself for. Negative thinking, negative living, especially riotous living, like let's think, overindulgence of food consistently destroys that oil. It does not help the precious oil, it destroys it. Same thing if you're watching too much corn, or if you're partaking in sexual behaviors with your significant other, but like way too much and way too often. You are wasting the sacred seed, okay? You're wasting this, okay? So, but if you can learn to transcend all those things and you go monk mode for a couple weeks, for a month, for 2 months, for 3 months, you're going to notice that you'll be able to tap into this sacred secretion successfully. Now, I did it successfully just after 4 months of nightly meditation while listening to solfeggio frequencies with headphones on. So it vibrates, your brain starts vibrating. When it starts vibrating like that regularly, you're able to produce mass amounts of this oil that descends down, okay, during a certain time of the month. If you add another O, it's a month because a month is based on the moon cycle. But anyways, I digress. I will do a different video doing a deep dive into each and every one of these paths to enlightenment and psychospiritual illumination. But for now, this is just a quick synopsis of the 5, just to get you interested, you know? So I'm going to quickly move on to number 2. Kundalini awakening, Kundalini rising, Kundalini activation, just plain old Kundalini. Okay, this is the second strongest in my opinion, because 3 or 4 weeks after my first sacred secretion activation, I had a Kundalini awakening as well. So it was really a double whammy. If you're not ready for the ride, you got to buckle up and pray because it is quite a ride. It will change you for months and months at a time. That's how mine was, because it was 32 years of built up, built up, built up, and then it finally released. And when it did, it felt like a condensed ball of energy going down and up my spinal cord. That was the sacred secretion. But Kundalini awakening is very similar in the sense that it does have to do with the spinal cord going up to the brain. Okay, but it's not some type of oil. It's just this condensed energy that happens. Okay, and when the serpent decides to awaken, it's going to climb up your spine and is going to reach your brain. Yeah, some people have these like crazy body reactions to it. It's nuts. Okay, and but instead of oil going down and up like the sacred secretion, this Kundalini energy lies dormant at the base of the spinal cord. It steadily climbs Jacob's ladder, known as the spinal cord, until it reaches the brain. You feel pure bliss, warmth, peace, and it is signified through that of a pure white light. It really is amazing. Both of these are amazing and transformative. Going on to the third thing that's right in the middle that anybody can do and work on, which is what I've been doing the past 5 months. Number three is balancing the 7 chakras. Okay, I actually do this nightly, and it takes less and less time. It's like if you vacuum every day, it's going to take way less time and be easier, because you don't have to go over something over and over, because it's already pretty clean. So this is what I'm doing with the 7 chakras. Okay, now we have far more than 7 chakras in our body, but these are the big main energy centers. Okay, they're almost like invisible organs, if you will. I balance them nightly. When I balance the lower three, the red, orange, and yellow, it brings warmth into my bottom 3 chakras, and I walk around, and it's cold in Massachusetts in December, but here I am anyways, pulling this energy into me and feeling warmth outside, and it's great. So it brings warmth into my bottom 3 chakras, and it allows lots of energy to flow out of the top 4. So for me, I can feel energy coming into the bottom 3, but I feel a pulsation, a push of the energy out through my heart, through my throat, through my third eye, and through my crown. Okay, and these things are very cool. They will be signified by Roy G. Biv: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, the color of the rainbow. Okay, and you could say Lam, Vam, Ram, Yam, Ham, Om, Aum, and you can do mudras that have to do with that. Like this, this one with the thumbs crossed over, all these different ones, right? And you do them according to that, and it helps. These are like, fingers have the most electricity in our body, so this is why people do such things. Okay, and you can do these to awaken electricity and magnetism in various areas of the body. Quite interesting. Number 4 is known as hemisync for short. It's brain hemisphere synchronization. Now, the CIA has these things called the gateway tapes, and they've worked on it for many years before putting it out. It works on accessing, activating, and subsequently balancing both hemispheres of the brain in order to give us true enlightenment. This is the way our brains are supposed to be used, although the media pulls us to the far left or the far right, making us almost incapable of using and fully utilizing the opposite side of our brain that we tend to go to. Brain activity skyrockets during this. We can enter into various states of brain waves known as alpha, delta, theta, gamma, etc. Okay? Excuse me, sorry. And number 5, okay, one of the easiest things that we work on, but if you're talking about these specific fields, it does get more complex. Energy work. I would just call it plain old energy work. You're working on your energy field, okay? Balancing, cleansing, cleaning, and enhancing energy production as well as its flow, the flow of this energy, okay? Such examples of energy work include Reiki, Qigong, acupuncture, and therapeutic massages. Also, you can utilize things such as breath work, visualization, and manifestation processes. Now, all this energy work helps to attain the other 4 that I'm talking about, okay? But this is where it starts. It starts with some basic energy work. But anyways, this is a quick synopsis. In my future videos, I will make a video on each of the 5, and I will go much more in depth, because there's a lot of information to cover. This is just a brief synopsis of what goes on with all the 5 different ones and how cool it is. And you may gravitate to 1 or 2 of these and try them. I suggest you do. It's a great thing. But anyways, until next time, stay safe, be blessed, and live lavishly. I love you all, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.